Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Josh, I knew I was going to screw this up. Say your last name for me.
Ebbinger.
Yes. As soon as I thought about it, I stumbled over my own tongue. Josh, how you doing? What do you do here?
You know, I work on our job site lighting. So, as a lot of my coworkers tell me, not the brightest product manager, but I do have the brightest products. So,
I don't buy that. Tell me what you've got. And this has become like LEDs and LED technology is a huge thing of mine. So I love this.
We'll start from the beginning. So I've been doing this for about 10 years, working on lights. So big thing is, I'm sure you guys have seen, a lot of halogen 10 years ago, a lot of cords.
Yep.
Job sites are continuing to change. Everything starts going LED, still cords, and now you're starting to see a lot more rechargeable products, getting the cords off a lot safer. That's exactly what we're trying to do, get that evolving job site, come out with a bunch of new solutions we have across the board. To give you an idea, we have about 60 plus lighting solutions in just the past decade of us really focusing on this. And biggest thing you could see, we got very small lights.
I saw that earlier, and I was like,
cool.
I'm going to be gunning for that one too when it comes out.
Well, this would be a good trivia question. What do you think when we're on a job site, the most common light we see?
Flashlight on the phone.
Flashlight on an iPhone.
Yes.
Yep.
This is job security right here. We said we got to get those phones off the site. This is going to be our portable, low-profile pocket floodlight right here.
Okay.
As you can see, same size as your phone, unlimited rotation.
Nice. And you can hang it from something if you need it to.
Yep. Magnets
and it's got
as well,
magnets, of course.
And it breaks apart. So
Get out.
Yes, very versatile. Biggest thing, we have a lot of service trades. They're paid by the job.
Yep.
They don't want to carry a lot of stuff in. We got to get rid of that phone light, find a way to carry it in. So this is one of the new products that are actually launching next week.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it sucks having a dead phone on site, no podcast for the last few hours, and you can't see in the ceiling.
I know.
So does this use regular, what type of batteries?
So that's actually going to be a built-in battery, so we can get the really compact size. And we'll actually have a pouch cell in there. So all that new innovation, everything in your phone, it's going to be leveraging that USB-C rechargeable.
So do you also go out in the field and to do product reevaluations?
So we have a group of 4 or 5 people on our team, and we'll go nationwide, up to Canada, even overseas, just to see what the users are doing. Because as you can look at me, very well manicured, I don't know what's going on the job site.
My first thought.
Yes.
Man, this guy's way manicured. So basically that's like a product theme with Milwaukee, is constantly going back out, and I call that automatic gain control, where you see what's going on and coming back to the factory and then telling the R&D people, okay, we need to modify something. So you're a part of that process?
Exactly. We just sit back and watch and see where the pain points are, and then we take it back to the engineering team and say, X, Y, and Z needs to happen for this product to be successful, and that's how you see all these products come to life.
That's brilliant.
That's what I do for this show.
Yes, you do. Bring us pain points. Show us some more.
We'll go small to large. So portability is something sometimes you don't see with M18. Biggest thing you see, we have chainsaws. We see a lot more cordless tools coming on the site, and you can imagine their pack out, their rolling storage, all cordless tools. No room for anything for lighting. So this is going to be our compact floodlight. Very portable, fits pretty much anywhere you need it for storage, as well for anywhere you're going to actually use it. So it's going to be about 1,000 lumens, so pretty good amount of light.
Yeah, no kidding. And with that battery, it'll last forever.
How long do you think this will last?
10 hours.
This will be 8 hours on a 5.0. On low, it'll run for 98 hours.
No kidding.
Yeah. And
I'm going to take that camping. Give me that.
Yes.
Wow.
And if you want to check the front side of that with those ports, we're seeing so many more iPads on site right now.
Oh, these guys right here. Yeah.
So
look
it's
at that.
actually going to have USB-A, USB-C.
Yep.
Wow.
That is awesome, man. So much thought put into these items.
Wow.
1,000 lumen.
You said 96 hours on low?
It'll run for 98 hours. We call it the print mode because a lot of people looking at their prints, they don't want 1,000 lumens coming
You
right
don't
back
need it.
at
Right. Yeah, you don't even need it.
Drop it down to about 100 lumens, and you're going to be able to run that thing weeks.
I love that. I love that. And of course, if it breaks or anything like that, we return it, and it's all
5-year warranty on everything. Return it. So I mean, I'm sure you've seen lights get thrown a lot of times.
Yeah, I was gonna say thrown. Yeah.
Well, and I was gonna say that this is something that everybody should remember, is that this is backwards compatible all the way to
Yep.
M18s all the way back to the beginning.
2007 on.
And 12s, right? You can do, not 12s, but the 18s.
We'll have
18s.
a full line of M12 products as well that are compatible
That
with
are
the M12
compatible with
products.
M12
but
products.
everything that, if it's M18, it fits.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we're not changing anything out. This is still the same exact design from the
Correct.
initial 18s that were coming out. Yeah.
There's such a big investment in batteries. They're not cheap, so we don't want to kind of ruin all that money they've spent on it, changing that battery.
Well, now we went through the lab yesterday, and then they showed us some of the R&D that goes into these cells. That's not a small amount of work that goes into the cells. So the types of cells, the manufacture of the cells, the lithium it's used, the way that they're manufactured, the way that that every battery has some electronics on it as well. My guess is that your light also has that.
Yep. So they all got to communicate with each other, and all that hard work that you guys saw has to go into the tool, because if you spend all this money on developing the battery and the light doesn't work, you kind of got a poor product. So everything's working together with that red link intelligence that you saw Tyson talk about at the start of this.
Red link. I'm glad you remembered that, because I was straining to pull that baby out. But yeah,
This next one, I know for a fact is going to be a lifesaver.
look at that.
So this is
Look at
our
that.
It's a
clamping floodlight. So the biggest thing we see is
Okay, fitters, we're talking to you.
yes,
Yep.
job sites and where they want to hang it is evolving. And one of the big things when we go
That's
on job site, we
brilliant.
see the rigs that a lot of the users are doing. They're using wire, anything they can find to hang these lights. We're going to do this all in one. The biggest thing about this is you have a 3-inch clamp on this, so you can get around any pipe, any wood stud, any metal stud, pretty much anything that fits in here, it's going to hold. Another big benefit, everyone's favorite feature, really
Magnetic,
strong
yep.
magnets on the back.
Super strong magnets.
And then you're going to get 2,000 lumens at 6 hours of runtime, so a ton of
Wow.
performance. But you want shadow-free lighting, this thing's going to be able to mount pretty much
gotta
anywhere
see
you
that.
want.
Wow,
And you
man,
can-
that really, wow.
And you can feel that force.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is serious. Try that.
Oh, yeah.
Put it on your nose.
It'll clamp right to a ladder well,
Yeah,
too.
let's let it down a little bit. Yeah, that's some serious clampage. I love that.
Which is great, because usually what happens is, you're not paying attention, you're focused on your work, and then you accidentally elbow it, and
Off it goes.
yeah, it's important for it to not
tumble
fly.
bunnies down
down
of the
12
ceiling.
feet. And
But working above the ceiling, and I do a lot of that work, coming up and finding a piece of conduit or raceway you can clamp onto is a stroke of genius. Yeah, absolutely.
Versatility at its finest on this one.
And so what's the other product there?
Oh, last but not least, so this is going to be our 3-panel light. Biggest thing, we'll show you right now, protected lenses, but it's got, as I coin it, more orientations than a community college, because you can really adjust this anywhere you need it. The light heads fold. You could get 360 if you
Oh my
wanted.
gosh.
Another nice thing, you got magnets on the back.
Yep.
Hang
Oh, yeah.
hook, so you think of anywhere that you can't get string lights, temp lights. Hang this in a mechanical room, electrical room. You get full lighting. Really strong magnets. Also for people that want to save their batteries, you got a
Oh,
AC
good.
port
So you
right
could
here.
plug it in if you needed to.
This one is by far our brightest we've launched, but 4,500 lumen. You could light up pretty much any
Wow.
area
Wow.
you want. And the beauty is you can put it in a bucket. You can put it any pack out. Very portable for what you have.
That's right. All this is all like pack out compatible, right?
A lot of these will fit in pack outs. We have pack out specific lights as well
Okay. So you
for
have
those
both.
users that want it. But the key
That's
is
awesome though that you can do all that.
And they let me throw it.
Really?
Yeah.
You were able to throw one?
Throw it up in the air. They were like, yeah, it'll be fine.
And do a drop test on it and see if it'll actually make it.
Tyler has a video of it. We'll probably maybe splice that video at the end of this one. Yep, he's saying yes. Yep.
Yeah. And so, what are the different modes that you can do? Is it just for
so you can
illumination?
control
or?
each panel you want. So really big thing is if you don't want to light the whole area, you can keep cycling through.
Okay.
You're going to get
Nice.
2,000 lumens on the outside panels, 1,500 on the inside. Adjust intensity, so if you only have a 5.0, you can do one panel, run it for a full day on low. So really just giving you all that versatility around there.
Wow. So, how did you get into this industry? What drove you into Milwaukee? I mean, how did you didn't stumble in here? How'd you?
In terms of Milwaukee, obviously got me off the college campus, but the biggest thing they showed, it was just innovation and how much new products they launched. A lot of times in the industry, you'll see 3-year product timelines.
Yeah.
We can do a lot of this in 14 to 16 months. So
I can imagine that.
yeah, you're launching products nonstop. And probably the biggest thing is if you have an idea that you bring back from the field, there's no one saying, hey, that's not a good idea because no one's doing it. They really just push you to, hey, why not? Why not make a light that fits on the outside of a utility bucket because no one's done that before. You saw it happen once that someone needed it. You'll launch a product in 14 months. So that's kind of what got me.
So you can see your baby that if you come up with an idea, and I would say pitch it, but that's probably the wrong term. You move forward on that idea, they develop it, then you go back out in the field to see how it's working because there's a lot of feedback in that loop, and then your product is on the shelf, let's say within 2 years easily.
Exactly, and baby is a great term for it because us product managers get very protective because we've seen this develop and grow and become an actual product, but it all comes right back from the field. Any unique idea, no one's going to stop you as long as...
So now how long have you worked for Milwaukee?
I've been here for about 12 years.
Wow. Everybody I've talked to has been here forever and ever. They don't ever want to leave. I take it the company's fun to work for as well.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
They give you keys to the Porsche, just tell you don't scratch it.
Good.
It's a lot of power at the start, but crazy innovation that they allow you to kind of freely explore.
So, and you have you been in this particular product development the whole time, or
I've done lights for 10 years.
No kidding.
Yep.
So that's been truly your baby. So then we've used your product out in the field, and
yeah, it's
Guaranteed.
they're everywhere. Like going through airports, you're like,
you're
I
like,
remember
that's
that.
me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Probably going through high school now.
Where did you
yeah.
go to college at?
I went to Ohio State.
No kidding.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Go
so-
Buckeyes.
Wow. So now, and you just parlay that into this field, and like everybody else I've talked to, the longevity here is incredible.
Yeah, you get in and you start seeing it, and you start becoming at least somewhat knowledgeable in the category, and you become the owner of lighting, and you're the expert.
And so you get to read all about LEDs and tell us some of the technology that goes in behind a Cree LED. This is a Cree LED, I take it?
So we use whoever's got the best LED for our products. So we'll have Cree, Nietzsche, Luma
Okay.
LED, Sol. Biggest thing is we, right when we got into lighting heavily in like 2014, our big thing was the light color. So I'm sure you guys know the halogen, very warm. And then you saw LEDs come and you saw a lot of those bluish lights. A lot of that, every LED is actually blue. And we
Okay.
put the
Oh.
phosphorus over it to make it white. So it's a lot.
So it comes out like 4,000 or 5,000 Kelvin, and then you warm it down.
We warm it down to 4,000 K, and then we.
So it comes out higher than that normally?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can get up to 6,000, 7,000.
I had no idea it was that
Yeah.
blue. Wow.
And if
So does do you know what Kelvins are?
I'm very familiar with Kelvin.
Okay.
Yeah. No, please,
So
please explain it.
Please explain it.
It's
You've been-
going to be a light color. It's a full spectrum, but daylight is around 4,000 K.
Okay.
So that's going to be more. It's more of a neutral light. The other big thing with LEDs is the CRI, the color rendering index. When you buy an LED, it comes in a bunch of different bins. So you can have the same LED, and this one's going to be premium. This one's going to be less and cheaper.
Okay.
We use an 80 CRI, so the light that's coming back to you is going to be truer, so you could actually see the true colors coming back to you. So for electricians, huge when you're working in an electrical panel.
So it doesn't taint the colors to it. So you're throwing in
Wow.
a different color, and then it affects especially when you have multicolored wires.
Ooh,
You
like
can't tell
me.
the difference because if you put a blue light in, you won't see blue. Like light's subtractive to that degree, and you're like, I thought it was blue, and it turns out it was red or something. Because like in
Yeah.
different colors, light looks, makes colors
Yeah.
look off.
Like being in the dark, and I have 58 conductors coming through the ceiling, and
Yeah.
that's
So you basically cover the LEDs with a way to balance it to make it a little bit warmer, so
Yes.
it's not quite as cool.
You put the phosphorus over it. You get the light color you want, the bin you want, which will have the phosphorus over it, and then we make sure that all hits all our specs. We put it through life testing
Okay.
to make sure it's going to have that product and that light color that users expect, which really wasn't done when we got into it, and that's kind of how we got a foothold in the lighting game, was looking at light color. Which is,
Because if you buy a light off of Amazon, and I'll pick it on Amazon, but if you just buy a light, like a headlight or something like that, and put it on, and it looks really cool until you get it home and realize that its spectrum is wonky. and you don't know it because, oh, I got 3 of these for $10. What could possibly go wrong? So you're saying that the product development is thinking so far ahead in this that we're, you're just ahead of the competition. I mean, to be quite honest.
Yeah, and it's just trying to chase away those low-cost lights that you see out there and just trying to really ask. Users were not being able to see the colors they wanted, and that's kind of where it started, and then it's adding those features, adding that durability, and that's kind of how I guess the sausage is made for this, this lighting category.
That's the one thing we do want to see, how the sausage is made. Well, this is really unique. What a cool market. And obviously you've oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the magnets are neat too. Like how all that goes together.
Do you see how strong they were?
No.
Oh yeah. They'll you gotta lean to pull it.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Is
it's
that hard?
perfect. Because I run into stuff all the time.
Keep it away from your laptops. We found out the hard way.
that's a hard-
Yeah, we'll
Oh.
destroy
It'll
electronics.
destroy a laptop.
Yeah.
Or
Okay,
grandma's
kids.
TV.
So if you're ready to destroy someone's life, just put this on top of their laptop. Except if you have a solid state. It doesn't affect solid state stuff anymore. So
I don't know, but we might have to cut that.
no,
kidding, I'm
we
just
should
kidding.
not. I love it.
So do you guys have any others that you guys are dropping this year that you can talk about?
Yep. So we have 2 other lights that aren't shown here. One of them's going to be our MX portable tower light. So our MX system is our very large battery system, really to
Right.
replace gas. So we have a portable tower light. And by portable in the light equipment, 49.5 pounds. So
Okay.
Oh,
you
yeah.
think of the OSHA 50 pound requirement where you need
Sure.
2 people or drag it. So it's going to be very portable, 15,000 lumens.
Wow.
Kind of.
Wow.
Yeah, sets you apart when you're thinking about
Yeah, it
large
does.
lights. That one is here, and then we have one that's an extendable boom light, which is
Okay.
going to be heavy for our transportation users, for diesel users, because working around diesel trucks, a lot of times 18-wheelers, there's not a lot of metal. So you need a light that can mount with a very strong magnet, and it extends about 47 inches, so you can direct
No
that light
kidding.
pretty much anywhere you need. And that one, by far, is being out in garages nonstop, just seeing what users
A
want.
4-foot extension.
Yeah.
Almost.
Almost.
Right
that's,
there.
That's pretty incredible. So the one of the things I was going to hit on was you were talking about, finding a niche and then filling it. I've noticed in my time here at Pipeline that there's a distinguishing thing about moving away from diesel, gas, and pneumatic tools to battery tools, and that now with the newest battery technology that's out, you're able to do that. Like I've seen tools here that operate on battery that you never would think, like core drillers and freaking compactors and stuff that chainsaws. Not to me, it stands out that look, if Milwaukee's moving into a tool line, right, the competition should kind of shudder. I mean, because you're not screwing around. And I like that. I like the fact that if Milwaukee's got their hand on it, it just seems to get better and better.
And a lot of that starts with, obviously, the smart people working on our lithium and all the new technology, but also someone not asking, if there's not a battery version, why are we trying to do it? It's like,
Right.
why can't we do it? So
Why
that's
can't we
really
do it?
big with lithium improving with all the EV technology, just trying to leverage that and get rid of a lot of those gas and cords.
Which honestly, a gas engine, like a single cylinder gas engine, produces a whole lot more CO and CO2 and NOx than you would think. So because like in your car, we have ways to handle all that exhaust. We're processing the exhaust, so by the time it leaves, your tailpipe, it's clean. It's really clean, actually. But you can't have all the technology on a single cylinder, dual cylinder engine, so they don't. So they're actually worse for the environment than people give them credit for. So I just wanted to make that point.
With you guys on the West Coast, you guys are probably starting to see it sooner with the restrictions, even having gas on job sites. So that's
Yeah.
why we're pushing so many more products out, because we have users who say, I can't have a single gas engine out there. So
Yeah. Halogen bulbs are gone come January.
Oh, completely?
Yeah. But they make LED inserts that you can put in, so you don't have to replace
But once
the
again,
ballast.
the balance is not what you think it is.
Right.
That's what I found, because I've replaced LEDs, at home, and find that the balance is way off. Like, wow, this is not the color we expected. These aren't the droids you're looking for, kind of thing.
One last thing I want to say is I can't wait for these tower lights to get popular. because in like the beginning of a construction job where, you know, there is no electricity and there's like hundreds of feet of extension cables throughout a
Tripping
building
over.
so that people can see in the main common areas. Just imagining all of this without, you know, all
Well,
that.
there's also noise issues. So if you have a generator that's having to run a light system,
That's
right?
true too.
And that generator's running all night, and people are complaining because of the noise. Now you're doing gasless technology, which saves you. You know, I was just talking to one of your vice presidents out there. He said, "Do we have a whole job that was actually shut down because they had gas engine stuff? They went to battery operated equipment, and they were able to run all night because it didn't bother anybody." And so there's an advantage to going with batteries. And then, you know, we've found other things that we've spun off of that just make my head spin. I'm like, wow, it's incredible. The pipeline event, for those who've not heard of this or haven't been here, is an eye-opening thing. This is an eye-opening event that, you know, for a little guy like me, like, damn, it's impressive. It really is.
I learned something even seeing half the products we're launching. We're in a little silo.
Hey, what's that?
Oh,
Where'd that come from?
We got a gutter cleaner? Yeah. What are you having?
Oh, when does that come out? Huh?
Yeah.
Josh, I really appreciate your time, man. Thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thanks for coming
Thanks
on.
for
man.
having me.